Hey everybody, welcome back to VidMS. So, today we're continuing the series that an analog in your pocket. Are you just happy to see me? And the good news is the pocket adapters are now shipping, and a lot of people have been getting them. You have Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx, as well as TurboGrafx and PC Engine HuCards, and the SuperGrafx as well. This has been a long time coming, so of course we want to test them on the channel, see how they're doing, and talk about them. Before we get too far involved, it'd be a huge favor down below. Hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. But the 3 adapters are now shipping, and big thanks to Andy D for helping with some of the footage this week. He received his adapters before I received mine, and it seems like they're going out in a very staggered process depending on the date you ordered. So if you have gotten them, leave me a comment down below, and if you haven't, tell me as well. I would be curious to know who's gotten them and who hasn't. But getting right into the footage, starting with Neo Geo Pocket Color, this is working so well. Obviously, Neo Geo Pocket on the black and white side is in beta from Hotego on the OpenFPGA side. But this is going to allow you to use your original Neo Geo and Neo Geo Pocket Color cartridges on your Analogue Pocket. That's a lot of pockets in a row, but it does in fact work. And the Neo Geo Pocket was an awesome system that just never really took off in North America. These things used to be on store shelves for like $50 with 4 games back in the day. I never bought one when they were new, but I do have one in my collection now with a decent amount of games. I've always loved pretty much anything SNK. And the implementation here on the Analogue Pocket is doing really well, outside of a couple instances of issues with other games that will freeze and not continue running. So it's not one-to-one perfect or real hardware yet, but this is still just a work in progress, it seems. But as far as how the Neo Geo Pocket Color looks outside of the dock, this is absolutely great footage. Whether you're on handheld, if you're in dock mode over HDMI, this is very good looking. You're really not going to get the better image out of your pocket if you tried. And you can see here that's a full accoutrement of screen filters as well, so you're going to be able to make that footage look however you want. Personally, I prefer the Pocket Color with no filters over it whatsoever, getting that raw pixel output, but you can do pretty much whatever you want because you have the full suite of screen effects and everything else that comes with Analogue Pocket, and that is absolutely awesome to have. And it's just a fun thing to play around with the footage, see what different looks you can get, because this does look nice, and it does mute the colors ever so slightly, but tell me down below which one you like, screen filters or not. Now, moving on to another game in the Pocket library, we're going to take a look at Neo Turf Masters. This is, in my opinion, one of the best games on the Neo Geo as well as the Pocket. It will boot, you'll start seeing the flag, all of the golfers come in, but unfortunately once you actually try to start a game, it will not load any further. I double checked with another person I know who got their adapters, they checked their cart, and they had the exact same experience. So it doesn't seem to be down to one cartridge, it seems to maybe be down to an implementation in the FPGA core. But if you have this game and you've tried it and it worked, leave me a comment. You'll see here, it just black screens after you pick the type of game you want to play. So let's go back in and hit play cartridge again and give it a second shot, and you're going to see, unfortunately, again, it'll ask if you want to continue with the last game. You can say yes or no, but we get into the attract screen, we go into the game selection mode, and it will continue to play the audio like it's trying to load the ROM, but unfortunately it's really not doing anything off the cartridge. So if there's ever a fix for this, if you guys have one that works, let me know down below, but I'm assuming it must be on the core side of things. But moving over to Fatal Fury, there's so many fun fighting games on the Neo Geo Pocket and Neo Geo Pocket Color, and it's so great to have them here on Analogue Pocket. Obviously you don't get the clicky thumbstick from the Neo Geo in and of itself, but you can use the 8-bit Do controller, which is going to give you a really nice sense of what it was actually like to have a Neo Geo Pocket in your hand if you do play this in docked mode. And again, what is working here on these cores is just working so well. Outside of a few tiny bugs, it seems like it's 95% or so around the completion mark as far as the core maturity is concerned. And that is always fun to see because Analogue's been talking about these adapters for a very long time. They were supposed to go out, I believe, around October of last year, and there's a 4-month delay on them, and I understand sometimes things just do take a while to get done, but they are here, and that is a lot of fun just to see. I'm just waiting for a full-size Neo Geo AES adapter. Analogue make that, it would be hilarious. I would buy 2 just to support you guys. And the other good news is, at least on the Neo Geo Pocket side, this audio sounds absolutely spectacular coming through the dock or coming through the handheld speakers. Sounds pretty much like a real Neo Geo Pocket, so go ahead and listen for 35 seconds. I'll come back and show you more adapter games. Sounds good to my ears, and I'm not trying to say that the Neo Geo Pocket Color had the best audio quality of any handheld ever. It does sound accurate to what it should sound like though. Some of those beeps, bloops, and blops that are in that kind of 8-bit audio are exactly like they should sound. But again, I just love the picture coming out of the Analogue Pocket Dock when you get to Neo Geo Pocket. All of these sharp pixels, all of the vibrant colors, everything just works. So let's move over to the PC Engine and TurboGrafx side with obviously the best game ever made for that console, JJ and Jeff. All jokes aside, this was the cartridge Andy D had to capture this, and it is a game that's super synonymous with the console in all the best and worst ways possible. And the good thing is, on the TurboGrafx and PC Engine side, it also just works. It does look a little bit funny having a HuCard coming out of the back of your Analogue Pocket, but that is kind of the charm in this as well. And obviously on the HuCard side for PC Engine, TurboGrafx, and SuperGrafx, we already have the OpenFPGA core, so you're honestly not adding that much fundamentally to your Pocket experience by using these adapters. You do get some different settings within the menu, and we're going to kind of go over those here in the background, but honestly, it's more for the Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color. This adapter set is fun, as well as the Atari Lynx, which I don't have footage of right now. Hopefully I'll be able to do that for you guys soon, but I honestly don't collect Lynx stuff. Tell me down below if you are a Lynx fan. And you'll see here, if we go back to Neo Geo Pocket Color, we're going to have a different set of menu options for that adapter as well. You're going to get to break down all of those different options per console, so you'll see here where they are in settings. That is nice. It gives you a little bit more granularity to do whatever it is you want. You'll see Neo Geo Pocket Color, TurboGrafx 16, and Lynx, and every single console, as far as the core and adapter are concerned, are going to have their own options, so you can really dial in whatever look, feel, and vibe you want per core. And that is nice on the analog side. They give you all of these different options to really articulate the experience however you want to have it. There's no wrong setting. If you're happy with it, then you should be happy with it. And moving back over to JJ and Jeff, it is fun that we have the adapters to have these HuCards here. I own a PC Engine briefcase unit, I own a Duo R, and I own an absolute metric crap ton of these HuCards. And honestly, I probably still just play on the OpenFPGA side, because outside of seeing a HuCard dangling out of the back of my Analogue Pocket, there really isn't anything that much fundamentally extra that's going to make me want to use that cartridge in there. But you'll see all the different modes we can cycle through, and the audio on this section is good as well. 25 seconds and I'll be right back. Honestly sounds good as well, and you'll see here if we go into all of the different video settings, you're going to see stuff for PC Engine LT or the Turbo Express were variants of a handheld that the PC Engine and TurboGrafx had back in the day. It was such a forward-thinking system. You had the full fat console in a handheld variety. And moving over to something like Pac-Man for the Neo Geo Pocket Color, obviously there's a ton of ways to play Pac-Man, but this is a great example of just how good the colors are when you go over HDMI in the dock, or even if you use the Pocket screen. All of the colors here on all of the ghosts on Pac-Man are vibrant and accurate to what they should be, and it is just a very pretty game to look at on analog. Even if, like I said, you've played Pac-Man a ton, you're definitely not buying these adapters just to play the Neo Geo Pocket Color version of Pac-Man. It is great to have it here, and it's a good test just to see how the core is looking. But as we move back over to Fatal Fury, this is really what I'm here for on the adapters, the Neo Geo Pocket and Neo Geo Pocket Color support. Hopefully Hotego finishes up with the beta and starts enhancing the Neo Geo Pocket core and does the OpenFPGA color core as well, so we have more than one option. But I do have an original Neo Geo Pocket Color in my desk with a screen mod, and I absolutely love it, and it's got some of my favorite SNK games of all time in handheld form, and that is just always fun to have. And Andy D was on fire when he captured this game for me here today, because he's going to beat Geese and we're going to be able to see the credits scroll. But that's the current situation with the Pocket adapters. They are shipping. Some people have gotten them, some people are still waiting. Tell me down below what stage you are at, or tell me if you're going to order them in the future, because I'm not sure how many people actually went out and got these. Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx are definitely more niche systems. I could see the HuCard side being more popular, but even then, with the OpenFPGA core, perhaps not a lot of you actually picked these adapters up. But you should. They're definitely fun, and I'm so glad they're here. Sure to that, if you have any questions, leave me a comment down below, but we are done. Go play some Neo Geo Pocket, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.